Hi everyone, in this video we are going to look at Too Faced's new limited edition gingerbread spice eyeshadow palette. Now you probably noticed that the setup here is different today. I'm trying out some new things. Just let me know if you like them or don't like them. I usually film on a white background, but I'm just testing this out to see if it makes the swatches stand out more, helps the color balance, things like that. Now, as for this palette is $49 and retails at places like Sephora, Ulta, and of course Too Faced's own website. Please take a look in the description box below for further information, including a link to where you can purchase this online if you want to, as well as a link to Ebates so that if you do make a purchase online, you can get some cash back. Please remember to subscribe and follow Allura Beauty on Instagram. The handle is also in the description box, as well as a link to the blog sale if you're interested in making any purchases. All right, let's get looking further into and swatching the colors from Too Faced's new Gingerbread Spice eyeshadow palette. So the description for this palette is, add a little spice to your life with this deliciously sweet gingerbread palette of 18 multi-finish warm and toasty shadows that glide on with buttery smoothness for playful pops of color that smell like fresh baked gingerbread. Buttery shadows feature smooth texture for comfortable wear. The palette smells like yummy gingerbread. And as for the palette itself, it is made of tin. It looks almost like it would be a clasp closure, but it's actually magnetic closure. And it has kind of a full-size mirror, but it's blocked by those decals or accents, whatever you want to call them, in the lid. Okay, here are all of the shades, and it's very nice that the names of the colors are on the palette itself here. So as always, I will swatch these left to right, and we will go by row, starting from the top row down to the third row. And also, as always, we will be doing these swatches with an eyeshadow brush and over eyeshadow primer. So the first shade we have is Powdered Sugar. This is a matte cream, Spiked Eggnog, Silvered Champagne. Gumdrop is a matte fuchsia. Gingerbread is a matte warm brown. Warm and Toasty is a warm shimmering gold. And Ooh Burn is a plum with gold sparkle. All right, there is the first row of shadows. These shimmering shades are excellent. You can feel just when swatching them under your brush, the formula is really buttery and smooth. The mattes are also pretty good. We did have to layer a little bit with the fuchsia, but it ended up looking really nice. All right, in the second row we have Frostbite Me, which is a shimmering white frosting. This seems like the kind of shade you might want to foil. So there it is dry. I'll go back and foil it at the end. Looking at my cookie is a matte peach. Spice is Nice is a matte rustic orange. Oh Snap is described as a warm brown with gold sparkle. Bake It Till You Make It is a metallic gingerbread. And Spice of Life is a metallic golden olive. All right, row number 2. Again, very nice. The mattes in this row were flawless, very buttery smooth, pigmented. The metallics are nice and creamy also. All right, and let's go back in with a dampened brush onto Frostbite Me. All right, so there's the difference. A little patchy, I guess, but on the lids, it's a smaller space. You may not have that same issue. All right, and with the third row, Sugar Daddy is a matte baby pink. Figgy Pudding is a matte plum. Hot Toddy is a hot pink to a copper shift. gonna add a little more. What an interesting shade. Reindeer Paws is a matte espresso. Gingerbread Latte is a matte gingerbread. And Spiced Rum, ooh, this is a silvered brown. Obviously a chunky metallic shade. So this is the kind of shade you want to dab in small short strokes. Could also try and foil this, right? So there are the swatches from the last row. This shade is so interesting from my perspective. Behind the camera right now, it looks copper, but I can see that on the screen it looks like a reddish shade. It also looks very different from what you see in the pan. You wouldn't really guess that this is what you would get on the skin. Trying to see if we can get that copper perspective there. All right, let's see if foiling this shade does anything. Kind of. All right, there you go one more time with the last shade foiled. All right, so there we have the gingerbread palette. The first thing that I will say is that it does have a fragrance to it. I wouldn't say that it's spot on gingerbread. I think it's a little more of like a generic bakery type scent, but it is pleasant and not too overwhelming, I wouldn't say. In terms of the formula for this palette, I am impressed. I think that it is a very high quality palette. Both the mattes and the shimmering shades, for the most part, are really creamy, buttery, and smooth. They have great pigmentation. They apply really nicely over the skin. We did have a couple of the both shimmering or more glittery, chunky shades, and maybe one or two of the matte shades that weren't super smooth and even on application, but all of them seem to work very well with just a little bit of layering and building up. I think that Hot Toddy shade is very unique. There is a really distinct shift from really coppery to more of a fuchsia toned pink color. And this is the kind of palette where you can really make a nice neutral everyday look, but then also create a pretty colorful, unique, not everyday kind of look too. There is a very nice balance of mattes with the shimmers, which is really nice so that you don't have to reach for a completely different palette or single shade in order to be able to create one cohesive look. So overall, I think this is a really solid palette from Too Faced. If you were interested in buying this one in particular, I think it is definitely one of the better palettes that they have. So let me know in the comment section below what you think, if you're looking forward to purchasing this, if you've already used it, what your experience has been, or any other thoughts that you have. I hope this video was helpful to you if you were interested in whether this palette was good or not. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. As always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next video.